What number? Yeah. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm laughing at V Goddess. V Goddess has the most amazing AI stuff you can imagine. It's cute, cute, cute. Okay, yeah, that was the last time. VIT. Welcome in, everyone. Hello, welcome to the Mimi Show. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful. Okay, here is, I'm forwarding it to you now. I just sent it to you, honey. Hello, yes, I went back gray. I'm gonna wash that gray right out of my hair. Gonna wash that gray right out of my hair. I'm gonna wash that gray right out of my hair. Good morning, Lady B. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. I just don't know what I'm gonna look like when I get through doing my hair. And I just hope for the best. And but I really do appreciate your compliment. Mwah. Thank you for your support, Lisa B. You're such a sweetheart. We're going to talk about Meghan today. We're going to try to figure out what's going to happen to her after William becomes king. Okay? Because they're already scraping and scrapping for gigs and money-making situations. They went to Australia, grifted off of those people, and made $10 million just from the meet and greet alone that she did. Word on the curb, she was there 45 minutes. I heard that she was there for 2 hours. And I heard it twice that she was there for 2 hours. So I'll give her 2 hours. My take on her not really participating in the whole retreat. You only got to see her that one time at the dinner, but she didn't promise anything other than that. What else? So yeah, we're going to get into that and talk about what their future looks like as far as where their future is headed. Where do you see Meghan and Harry, Lisa B? Do you see them prosperity on a hill somewhere and got 2 or 3 homes in Montecito and, a trillionaire? Because she wants to be a billionaire. That's her goal. That's her lot in life. And being famous, pretending that she's a royal, and you need to call her the Duchess of Sussex. Yeah, she demands it as if she was born a royal. You wasn't born a royal. Not at all. And so I found this video, and let me pull it up. Give it up for Down the Rabbit Hole News. Give it up for her again. Thank you so much for your support, Down the Rabbit Hole. Don't forget to go check out her channel. Yes, and I'm going to put her YouTube page in the comment section. And as I do that, I'm going to be pulling up today's video. All right. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me just want to see something real quick. We're good. We're good. I just wanted to see something really quick. Let's go to my I put my videos in my playlist that I'm going to show you guys that day so that I have the information ready to go.
Why is she grabbing all these?
Because she is slow to do. All right, here we go. This is the one I want to play.
Backed by the implicit understanding that they retained inside Buckingham Palace.
The title of this video, not mine, is 12 Things Harry and Meghan Will Lose First 24 Hours After King Charles, I don't want to say pass away. I think saying that when he leaves and all that, I think it is kind of jumping the gun. So instead of saying that, I want to say when William takes the throne, okay? When William takes the throne, 12 things about Harry and Meghan they will lose in the first 24 hours. Okay? Let's see what we got. We're going to wait a few more minutes. We need at least 10 people in the building. Come on, guys. You can do it. Your girl is online. Come find me. Come and find me. Oh, I was going to put my hashtags in there too. And my algorithm is so off. Okay, it is completely like if I'm in an algorithm, I would be shocked. That's how bad my algorithm is off. Because I'm used to having at least 30 people in the chat. So we're going to wait a minute. Just give it a couple more minutes, Lisa B. She is. I'm going to go check her channel out. I've already subscribed to her. And let me put her link in the chat like I said I was going to do. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to put on my music. Yes, 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 yes. Now, what does the future hold for Meghan and Harry? I think this video is going to be very educational for us all. I mean, it's going to tell a story. Thank you, Lisa B. Thanks for being here. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Shh. Yeah, I'm gonna cut this open. I lost my MAC gloss. It's like every time I buy MAC gloss, I lose it. Now, I don't know where the heck-a-do it went. But luckily, I bought another bottle. Ooh, yes, and we're going to be following the D4BD. Yes, we're going to be following that. Right now, he is in custody. He is in jail. They have arrested him on suspicion of murder. I don't know, Lisa B. It's like everybody said, I'm not going to Letitia's today. Screw that. I know. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Thank you for being a value customer. We truly appreciate your business. If you're doing a great job, refer us to a referral. Oh, wow. Okay, he said our filters need replacing. Okay. Okay. Let me respond. Thank you so much for the report. We will get the filters clean. In 3 months, if we can wait that long. Replaced. Our filters on our pool was really bad off. Yeah. Totally. I'm working, but I can still keep you company. Thank you so much for keeping me company, Lisa B. I feel a little lonely today. Yeah, it is such a sad story. We may visit it at the end of this. I say we visit and just get an update on it. So I'm going to put DV. It's D4 4D. Yeah. David or something is his name. Yes, yes. Usually everyone is in by now. I know. Maybe they didn't get the notification, Lisa B. Let's move on without them.
Us have a way of stopping when a sovereign dies. Not literally, but in the corridors of constitutional power, the moment a king draws his final breath, time collapses into a ruthless sequence of protocols that have been rehearsed, revised, and re-rehearsed for decades. Every second of what follows is governed not by grief, but by procedure. And for Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, those first 24 hours will not be a time of quiet mourning.
Lisa B, it is so sad about that little girl. She didn't deserve that. Now he's going to spend the rest of his life in jail where he needs to be. Actually, the death penalty is on the table. Totally.
They will be a countdown, a systematic, clinical, and in many ways devastating dismantling of everything they still hold by virtue of their connection to King Charles III. Because here is the reality that most royal watchers miss in the emotionally charged aftermath of a monarch's death. Charles has been the Sussexes' last line of protection, not in a sentimental way, though that too, but in a deeply
So basically, why is King Charles the last line of defense for Harry and Meghan? Is he protecting them from something? Is he windmilling for them? Is he supporting them on the side? Is he telling them to go visit these countries and make fools of themselves? Like, seriously, guys, what does King Charles have to do with Meghan and Harry? Like, what in the world do they have to do with each other? King Charles, I thought, had moved on from the gruesome twosome, and they're on their own. What does he mean by supporting? That behooves me. hmm It really does, because what is he doing? Why is he helping them? What is the purpose of King Charles doing anything for the gruesome twosome? Mm. The gruesome twosome. I'm gonna add my unfiltered channel too. There we go. Let's see. Maybe I can get a few more people in here. So anyway, I just wonder, because I always thought that he said that he would love them from afar. He still loves his son. He still cares about Harry. But my point is that what does he mean by helping Harry? Helping him do what? Harry is in California with Meghan. Harry is still his son. This must be hard for Charles. He's still human. I'm sure he loves his son. Yes, I get that. I get that, Lisa B. But you know how kids call home when they're in college and they'll say, Mom, hey, I need some money. Okay, I'll send you a few dollars. Is Charles doing that? Is Charles sending his son money? No. Is he sending his son money? I'm coming. Like, my point is that he's always going to be his son. But like certain privileges and things that you would get for being a king's son is now being stripped from you. So he's always going to love and care about his son. But what if his son calls home and says, Dad, I need a couple of $1,000,000? Is he going to give it to him? Because he did cut his son off. I guess I'm trying to understand what kind of relationship King Charles and Harry really have. I heard through the curb that Charles knew about these fake royal tours and put his stamp of approval on them. And I'm having a hard time believing that he would agree to allow these two to be half in and half out. You know, even though King Charles is still Harry's father, how much, my point is, what is he doing for his son after all that he has done and degraded him. Not to say that King Charles is supposed to get revenge on Harry, but he's not able to trust him. And if you're not able to trust him, what kind of relationship is that? It's a jacked up relationship. If the trust is gone, the relationship is gone. But he still loves his son. He still is worried about his son. But I wondered, does he still help him in a capacity like giving his stamp of approval for going on these fake world tours? Or if he's calling home asking for money and blackmailing his father and saying, because he did blackmail him, remember? He said, if you don't give us security, we're going to go on the Oprah show and tell and say you're racist. I don't believe it went like that, but I believe that's what Maggot. That's what Meghan was thinking. Hello, down south. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So good to see you. Yes, we got Lisa B in the house and we have down south. Everybody else is in the bushes. I like them as a couple. I think they look cute together. I think after all said and done, Camilla is a great queen to her king. And there's some people that don't like Camilla and will never call Camilla queen. But the truth of the matter is, she is the Queen of England. Yeah, she's in vertical. Come on out of vertical. If you want to be able to see us, sweetheart, I think.
Structural, constitutional, and financial way. He has been the buffer between Harry and the full institutional weight of a monarchy that has not forgiven what it considers a betrayal. The moment that buffer is gone, there is no soft landing. There is only King William V, and William is not a man who runs the monarchy on sentiment. So what exactly happens? What do Harry and Meghan stand to lose? Not in weeks or months, but in the very first 24 hours after Charles passes. Strap in, because what follows is not speculation. It is a forensic examination of the protocols, legal instruments, constitutional conventions, and royal prerogatives that will be activated the moment the coded message leaves Clarence House. And here is the question you need to sit with as we walk through this. At what point does exile become permanent? Loss number 1. The title architecture collapses. Let us start where the monarchy.
It collapses. There's a collapse that goes down. Collapse. He said things are going to change for Meghan and Harry. And he said it's not, it's going to be swift and it's not a joke. And we're going to be there to watch it. I want to see what they are going to lose when the monarchy, when William becomes king. Let's put it that way. Can we say when William becomes king? I like that better than saying in King Charles passing. It just, I don't like that. Does that make sense at all? I'll never consider her the queen. Ooh. She'll always be the side piece in my mind. Hello, Camilla. You're not down south's queen, girlfriend. Not today. You will always be the side chick. The side chick, girl. You was the side chickadee. You the side piece. You the side, girl. Get on the side. Get on the side. Get on the side. Sorry, Camilla.
monarchy always starts with titles. In the British system, titles are not decorative. They are legal architecture. They determine access, privilege, precedence, and power. And the moment King Charles III passes, the sovereign authority.
And Meghan knows those things, and that's why she's holding on to them so tight. Let's see if they're stripped from their titles when King Charles gives the throne to William. What is going to happen to their titles? It means power, prestige. It means popularity. It means you have arrived. The title puts you in an arena that puts you in a, almost like PhD like title, but better. Just a title that Meghan will never be worthy of. She'll never be worthy of the title Duchess, let alone Queen or Princess. But it is an honor to be a Duchess. And when she became that, she treated it with disrespect. But what she's not going to do is let those titles go.
To define, restrict, and revoke those titles transfers instantly to King William V. Under Charles, there was a studied ambiguity around the Sussexes' status. Their Duke and Duchess titles remained intact. Archie and Lilibet were allowed to become Prince and Princess once Charles ascended. There was always the sense, the hope even, that the family...
But let me just stop right there because I want to remind the crowd that Meghan said in the Oprah show that they were not going to get the titles because of the color of their skin. Meghan said that the kids were not going to get the titles because the color of their skin, they were going to be brown or chocolate, which made them not eligible for titles. My question to Magadoo is, if they gave you a title and you look the way you look and you're mixed with brown and black, let's just say black, they gave you a title and your kids are going to be whiter than you because Harry's genes are going to dominate. And it didn't disappoint. Those kids don't look like Meghan. They don't look like her from the back. They don't look like Meghan from the back. That was funny. We never see the kids from the front, so the joke is the back. Yeah. Hello, CC. Welcome. It's good to see you. Let's get back to it.
Rift might one day close, and so the door was never formally bolted. William will bolt it. The mechanism by which he does this is called
William will bolt the door closed. What has happened is the door is swinging open. Nobody's talking to each other. There's no conclusion to what their relationship is about. This is how it's going. William and Catherine do not speak to Meghan. They don't have a relationship. It's non-existing. Now, Harry is trying his best to keep a relationship with his father, but Meghan is not making it easy for him because she likes the division. She likes the fact that her Harry's father and him are not, doing well together. Hello, Michelle Lee. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But her titles is everything, and without them, Meghan is nothing. But Meghan is nothing without her husband. Meghan can't stand alone and be successful without Harry. Now, when I say successful, I mean on a level like Oprah, Tyler Perry, and those people that she wants to mimic. She wants to be an Oprah money. And she's having a very hard time getting there. And she's not able to do it with the titles or with the fact that her husband is a prince. But she keeps rebranding herself and keeps trying and trying and trying. And as she continues to try, she's getting older and older and older. And people are like, it's probably just time for you to get somewhere and have a seat. And not just have a seat. People would really like to see her maybe just go away for a little bit and then come back. Like, boom, I'm back. Maybe with a short haircut or something like that. Maybe with a different attitude. Maybe she'll been and went to go see her father. You think? You think she'll been and went to go see her father? Harry's never met him.
Letters patent.
How do you? Oh, you guys are backwards.
These are royal decrees issued under the sovereign's absolute prerogative, and they can rewrite the royal landscape with surgical precision. In the first 24 hours of his reign, William is widely expected to issue new letters patent that draw a hard constitutional line between working royals and all others. The effect on Harry and Meghan would be immediate. Their styles of His Royal Highness and Her...
When William ascends the throne, he's going to put a hard line in where if you are a royal, you cannot merge off of the name. But isn't that what she just did in Australia when she just received $10 million for a meet and greet? You can get a picture with me and we can do a meet and greet. And it was like 47 people, I heard. $3,000 a piece to get a picture with Meghan. She was there a couple of hours. It's not bad. Hello, Lisa. Lisa, happy Friday to you, lovely. Oh, that is so fun, Cece. Tell your sister we said hello. Michelle, well, she can cancel being on a higher level. She's in blaming embalming fluid. What does embalming fluid do? The things we'll say. Woo. Okay. Now, this is what he is predicting to us that's going to happen to Megadu when William ascends the throne. He is going to start by stopping them from making money with their titles. Meghan will no longer be able to go to Australia and charge these people $3,000 to look at her. Okay? He's going to stop the madness.
Royal Highness, already voluntarily suspended in public usage, would be stripped of every remaining official context, gone from state documents, gone from court circulars, gone from the official website of the royal family. But think about what that really means for them.
If I'm not mistaken, he said William is going to do a strip-a-do. A strip-a-do. Okay? William is going to remove them from being able to make money with their titles. They're going to remove you guys from the website. It is going to be a different situation. They're going to remove her from the website. William is subject to take your titles from you. You better do something to try to see if you can keep them, because William is coming. Word on the curb. That's what the gentleman just said. What is Meghan going to do without these titles? You know she can't live without the titles. You know the titles is her life. She lives, breathes, eat, sleep. I'm the Duchess of Sussex. I'm Sussex now. The Duchess. Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. I'm not Marco anymore. I'm the Duchess of Sussex. Yeah. That's my family name. So, if William looks like he want to take them titles from her, she's going to have a showdown. This going to be a showdown. Showdown, showdown, down. Down to down, 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 down. Can you just go in time with me? Go in there. Go. Let's go in time. Let's take a trip. Let's take a trip. So we're there. And you are the Duchess of Sussex. And William comes and removes them from you. He takes your titles from you that the Queen gave you. Happy you wouldn't care. But Meghan would. Meghan is glued, stick. She is marinated. Okay? She is marinated in these titles. Do you hear me? If you look like you want to take her titles, she coming for you. William becoming the king is futuristic. Oh, child, Harry and Meghan will continue doing what they want. Yes. But what happens if William takes the titles? Michelle Lee, what will happen if he takes Meghan's titles? What if he puts them off in exile? See, this is where I believe the king has allowed Meghan and Harry to get away with things, especially on this Australia trip, because she merged her way all the way. This would be a good time to cancel Home Chick. And Harry will continue putting himself in harm's way to get security. Yep. That's right, Michelle Lee. Thank you so much. Thank you. You know, I didn't know how the gray was gonna look because I hadn't wore it in so long. So I was like, let's roll with it, roll with it, roll with it, roll with it. Wake up, everyone. You in the back. Let's get to it.
Your entire American enterprise, the Netflix deal, the Spotify deal, the speaking circuit, the Archewell Foundation, all of it rests on proximity to the crown. The moment the palace officially reclassifies them as non-royal in the eyes of the state, the commercial edifice they have spent 5 years building starts to tremble at its foundations. Ask yourself, would the same boardrooms, the same global audiences, the same media power players on proximity to the crown? The moment the palace officially reclassifies them as non-royal in the eyes of...
He said, as soon as the palace reclassify them as non-royals, things are going to change. Well, sir, things have already begun to change. Meghan isn't doing as well as she wants. She's merging the name Duchess of Sussex now and making money off of meet and greets. You can get a picture with her for $1,000. No, you have to pay. She is doing seminars now. This is her new gig. And if she continues to go from place to place doing these resort thingies, she may make some money. You think? Hello, Debbie. Oh, Harry cares about his titles too. Ooh. After his little show in the Ukraine, he's clinging to his as tight as Megs. There it is. Harry's hanging on to his too. That's all they got. Without that, they're nothing. Because they do not have a relationship with the royal family. And the only reason why we were interested in Meghan in the first place is the fact that she had access. And now that she has access and doesn't have a relationship with them, what makes her interesting? Nothing. I've been over her for a while. Every now and then, yeah, okay, let's talk about it. But look at it. It just continues to flumber, if that is a word, and make fool out of herself. Yeah, me. And it's the same MO. It's the same story, the same old shenanigans, the same old to-dos. Exactly, Debbie. She hasn't done anything new in Australia that she hasn't done anywhere else. She's predictable. She's predictable. Her baby mama dance, it wasn't like, oh my God, I can't, this is so cool. It was just like, oh my God, look how desperate she's getting. That's what I got. Desperate Nation. You know you saw that video. Who didn't see that video? Meghan with the baby mama dance. Oh, she's been on Bazaar. Okay, look. Look at her. Look at the vanity. Look at the vanity in this stuff. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me, and then look at the back of my kid's head. Look at me. Oh, look at me again. I'm on the Bazaar. Look at me. Look at me again. We're going to have a conversation. Why? Look at her clothes. Look at the clothes. Did you see the color of her clothes? They were all brown, beige, and cream. Was no color up in that sucker. But she wanted to blame the royal family that, oh, they wouldn't let me wear anything with color in it. They wouldn't let me wear anything with color in it. No one's telling you what to wear, what you can and cannot wear. That was a lie. She lied. They said I couldn't wear certain colors, so I can only wear beige and tan. Did you guys just see her wardrobe? Just full of browns. Blacks, browns, creams. Oh, this is so funny. Look at them pants, wrinkled again, faking it. Okay, watch the closet. Look at the shoes. The shoes are okay, but I don't know why you need that many. I usually take 3 or 4 pair, but yeah, okay, excessive. Look at the closet. What colors do you see? What colors? Hi, Lisa. Yeah, I like the shoes. Mm. Yeah, I'm a shoe person. And her shoes are just kind of, they're plain. They're plain, but they're nice. But did you see the rack of clothes? Why did she lie on the royal family and say that about she couldn't wear colors? She did. She said it in the show. They wouldn't let me wear certain clothes because if I did, then I would outshine other members of the royal family. So they told me that I couldn't wear clothes with color. Try not to be seen. Just stupid stuff. This is who she is. This is who she will always be. And this is who she portrays herself to be. And it's not a person I would want to be friends with. Would you guys ever want to be friends with her? It's just like maggot. If I'm sorry. I've been burned. And so from going forward, when somebody warns me about something, I'm just going to be cautious. I'm just going to be cautious because running into Maggot was like a nightmare. She's a nightmare. Oh, and I know every now and then I bust out and I might say her name or talk about her. It's because maybe I'm having flashbacks of that BICTH taking me to court. Yeah, and I'm a little frustrated that I had to go through that, but I did kick her ASSS. Ooh, girl, you got your butt spanked. You know, yeah, you did. You got whooped. But the judge never liked her, I don't think. He didn't take to her. she's lying. No, the judge didn't like you, period. They are AI children. See, we don't even know if those are your real kids because we just don't know. We haven't a clue. There's a mystery around the births. Look, look at him. I'm here for you. Whatever you need, Meghan. Whatever you need, whatever you want. I'm your doorman. He's like her doormat. No, she wanted to take, this is what she did. She wanted to be the queen bee of the family. She did not want her husband to have the title of prince. Like, that wasn't enough. So she started calling him Spare, and he started feeling it. Like, why would you let your wife call you names? Because nobody was calling you Spare before it came along and wanted you to know that you were a spare. And so be it. It just means you were born second. But you were born. Woo, let me tell you something. Harry is very ungrateful. He has, ever since he's been with Meghan, or maybe it's always been in him, I don't know. Very ungrateful person. A spoiled brat, a whiny brat, and da 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 da. Oh, guys, let me just say this real quick. I know this is off the subject, but my pool is back. Is it blue again? Our pool was green. Yeah, our pool was green. Is it blue yet? Well, it was cloudy. Like, they're trying to get it back to its original. I thought we were going to have to drain that sucker and put some new water in it, but the water is turning blue again. So I got to show you. I'm going to post some pictures of before and after. And this is what happens in the winter time. Sucks. And it got so out of control that me and my husband were, help. I don't think this fairy tale is going to have a happy ending. No way they lived happily ever after. Doesn't sound like it. It sounds like the hype of her existence was this Spotify, Netflix, the book, and all of that. Like, that fantasy that she had all these deals and all these people wanting to work with her, that is gone. That is out the door. Now you got to go and do retreats and have people pay you to speak as if you have something important to say. I heard you said that stupid Johnson & Johnson commercial again. Oh my God. If you tell us that one more time, I think I'm just going to bust. Pop. Quit telling that story. How many times is she going to tell us about the Johnson & Johnson story? How she wrote them a letter, or was it the dish soap? I wrote them a letter and I told them that women doesn't belong in the kitchen, and now she's in the kitchen as ever. Like, make it make sense. Yeah, this ain't no fairy tale. Meghan knew that Harry has the mind of a child. He thought that he was in love after she roasted his chicken. Okay? Wow, was it like that, Harry? I mean, Donald Trump noticed it. He said, he whooped. She totally turned you twisted inside and out. It's weird. You let a woman come in there and change who you. That if this is who you are, ill. You let someone come in there and change you and conform you into something that is her, unless you were her all along. Oh, look at the queen. Get ready. Look at the pants. They're going to stay wrinkled no matter where she goes, no matter what she does, no matter where she looks. It's just going to be wrinkled. I'm going to be wrinkled. It is what it is. Just accept it. I've accepted it. Oh, there it is. That's just my baby mama. That ain't my baby mama. That's just my baby mama. That ain't my baby mama. Get it, girl. Get it. Show us, girl. This was a defining moment for her because this made her authentic. She said it. Did you see my baby mama dance? Yeah. If you saw my baby mama dance, then you know that I'm authentic. You know, I'm down to earth. I can relate. I can relate to you guys now that I got my baby mama dance done. That doesn't make you relatable. Dancing a baby mama dance doesn't make you relatable. Just because you think you can do the oochie coochie. That's Lord. Look. No. No. That is not making you relatable. Can you relate to her now? I never could relate to her. I just never could. Kids don't relate to her. People can't relate to her. She's not relatable. No matter how hard she tries. Look at her. She's trying hard. Come on, baby. Let's put this dance out. Let's show everybody. Shake it, shake it, shake what your mama gave ya. 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 Shake, 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 shake. I said shake, shake, twirl, 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 shake. And then here he comes, looking like a frog. Ribbit, 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 ribbit. Ribbit, ribbits. Oh, she got down to the oochie coochie. She did. She did. She did. That makes her authentic. That's what she said.
The state, the commercial edifice they have spent 5 years building starts to tremble at its foundations. Ask yourself.
Hi, Tuna News. Welcome, welcome. It's so good to see you. Mwah. I love when you guys come by and say hello. I know you guys be busy and you have a life and you have stuff going on, but you take the time to come say hello and to hit that like button to push me back into the algorithm, because I am what you would call shadow banned. And how long does that last? But regardless, I don't care how long it lasts. Listen, I love you guys. You guys are awesome. My mods are awesome. My subscribers are awesome. You guys are awesome. I appreciate your time hanging out with me, laughing, making comments about what you think about this situation. We're going to find out what this gentleman believes is going to happen when William takes the throne.
With the same boardrooms, the same global audiences, the same media power players have opened their doors to Harry and Meghan if they were simply a former soldier and his wife. The royal brand is the product, and William's letters patent will be the first strike against it. Loss number 2, the children's royal identity. If the loss of their own titles is painful, what happens to Archie and Lilibet will be the wound that never heals. When Charles ascended the throne in September 2022, the George V Convention of 1917 automatically elevated his grandchildren to the styles of prince and princess. Archie became Prince Archie. Lilibet became Princess Lilibet. This was not a gift from the palace. It was a constitutional function of the succession rules. And for Harry and Meghan, those titles were not merely about status. They were the symbolic bridge between their children and the heritage they had left behind. Now consider what King William V has the legal power to do in his first day.
Meghan took it upon herself to give Lilibet princess and to give Archie prince, to the point where the king or the monarchy had to update the website to show that both her kids was named Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. Yeah, because she declared it. She decreed it on Lilibet's first birthday or something like that. Yeah, Meghan was making moves. She even, I think she got it copywritten. But we know where the name Lilibet comes from, and it came from the Queen. And Meghan came down and came up and decided, oh, I'm going to take Lilibet. I'm going to take the name Lilibet. And that was the Queen's name. And the Queen was not happy because she said, that's all I had was my name. And she took that. That's it. Sad story. But that's what happens when Megadoo comes to town. You get Megadude. There is such thing. Meghan Markle. Megadude. Harry's friends. He doesn't have any friends. Harry, the only friend Harry got is Nacho. That's it. And that's both for their friends. He's been approved. Everybody else was disapproved and kicked to the curb. Get rid of them people. She got rid of everything that he loved. Again, Meghan got rid of everything that her husband loved or loved. His family, his friends, his country, everything. Stripped him. Nope, it's about me. We're going to America. We're going to start this business with Netflix. I'm going to go on there and get on there with Oprah, tell what went down. She's going to give us 13 million under the charity situation. And yeah, we're finna go make some money in America, and we can make a lot of money just off the Duchess alone. You can make some money off the name, girlfriend, because you've been making it. You made 10 million in Australia. That's 10 million I didn't think that you would be able to do. But you are merchant for real. Meghan is out there PIMP herself out. You want a picture with me? You're going to have to pay for it. You're going to have to pay. If you want me to talk to you and tell you about the soap commercial up front, you know, I know you've heard it before, but you haven't heard it in, you know, in real time. She ain't got nothing to say. She has nothing to say, but she's going to start pouring into herself because she's been pouring into women and she's tired of doing that. Like it's enough. Like she needs to start pouring back into her because she's been pouring into everybody else. What day was that? I missed it. I missed that. I missed that show. I don't recall Meghan pouring into me, giving me some wonderful, exciting advice that I should listen to. She didn't inspire me to do anything. if anything, to stop looking. Let me tell you something. Meghan wants to be talked about. She wants to be seen. And all this, she's the most trolled person. No, honey. You're not the president of the United States of America. She keeps thinking that that's a part of her. Like she should have the privileges of a president or even that. And you know what I'm saying? Like he has secret services. He has people that will take a bullet for him. That's what she wants. Donald Trump has people that will jump in front of him and will protect him and take a bullet for him. Yeah. Remember the ear situation? A man shot. He almost killed the president. He was real close to his head. Anyway, nicked his ear with the gun, with the bullet. And then all the Secret Services people, you just see them just crowded him. Because they were willing to take the bullet. So if one comes now, it's coming for us. That's what Meghan wants. That's what she wants. That's how she comes across. 4 cars. What do you need 4 cars for? And it's only 2 of y'all. Is that for security? She wants to be important. I heard that in Australia that they had medical detectors for her. Not Pamela. Because Pamela did hers too. If I'm saying her name right. Yeah. Metal detectors, I heard she did a background check, before you can even get a ticket. I mean, it was weird. Like weird stuff. Like things you would do if you were going to see the president. Let's do a background check. Let's make sure these people ain't no criminal. Let's make sure, da 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 da. You are not the president of the United States. Let's start there. Let's just give her that much. That's not who you are. And honestly, I don't think that people care that much. I don't. You get attention from us. We give you attention. It's us. Isn't it, guys? It's all us. Without us, without us, where would she be? I mean the Mexican community, for real, because the Sussex Squad community is little. There's not very many people over there. Early dude.
As sovereign, William has been unambiguous in his vision of a slimmed-down monarchy. He believes, correctly, most constitutional scholars would agree, that a royal family with dozens of princes and princesses is an institution that will struggle to survive the scrutiny of a modern democratic society. His model for the crown is focused, lean, and direct. And within that model, there is simply no room for a prince and princess who live in Montecito.
He said there is no room for a prince and a princess in Montecito. It's Montecito. He said Montecito. Was he trying to be funny? Montecito, okay? There is no room. And let me tell you something. Unfortunately, Megadu, your prince and princess over here in the United States, we don't practice that. It's not going to be don't do that to your kids. Don't do that to your kids. It's just it'd be different if we practiced it. It would make sense. It would definitely make sense. But if those kids are going to school and when they get there, she's expecting everyone, the teachers, the kids, to call them prince and princess because you know how anal she is. Because she wants to be called the Duchess of Sussex. She made it very clear that she is not Markle. Don't get it twisted. So, same with the kids. It's like, I think she's obsessed. But look, William is coming to town. And William is going to do a strip-a-doo. And he's not going to just take your titles, Meghan. And let me tell you something. You can't tell me that she hasn't watched this.
It's the utter fucking boredom of the narcissist. She's got one topic, herself, and one speed, and it's how awful it is to be her. But I want to look like her and go to her affiliate link and buy the outfit that she wore at Bondi Beach.
That just popped on. I mean, like 1, 2, 3. Yeah, didn't see that coming. Anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying the live. I am. Ooh, Meghan knew that Harry has the mind of a child. Yes. You guys like my fan? Wow. So William's gonna come in and do a snatch-a-do. Do you guys believe that William is going to he's going to start from the top and work his way down? Whoa, William is not playing. He's slimming it all the way down. And look, ain't nothing they can do about it. But he said that listen, in Montecito, they're trying to figure out Prince and Princess. They're like, what is Meghan talking about? Now, if she was in England, it would be so normal. That would be like, yeah, but she uprooted her kids to America. So they know nothing about their heritage, only that their dad turned into a frog. Ribbit. Tune the news. Ribbit.
Carry American citizenship and have never performed a single royal duty on behalf of the crown. In those first 24 hours, William is expected to consult with the Lord Chancellor and potentially signal his intention to Parliament to update the 1917 Convention. The amendment would restrict the HRH title to the children of the sovereign and the children of the heir apparent. Prince George's children, when he has them, would qualify. Archie and Lilibet would not. The mechanism is elegant in its
Let me repeat that. He said they're going to update the patent to show where only the sovereign kids can give their kids prince and princess, and that would leave out the spares. Just leave them out altogether, meaning that would take away Lilibet and Archie's titles, prince and princess. What do you think Meghan is going to do? Do you think she's going to have a hissy fit? Do you think she's going to allow it? Do you think that she would sue? What do you think? Or is she just going to be like, okay, William?
cruelty. William does not need to formally strip the titles in a single dramatic act. He simply needs to issue a court circular that omits the HRH styling. By not using the titles in official communications, he creates a constitutional fait accompli, a fact on the ground before Harry can mount a legal challenge. What does that leave Archie and Lilibet with? Courtesy titles. Archie might be referred to as the Earl of Dumbarton. Lilibet.
We are removing the titles. Think about it, 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 think about it. Because I just know Meghan is going to go ballistic. And if not just ballistic, what is she doing right now to secure these titles? And I think that she doesn't care if they remove it off the website or not. Girl, you are going to be stripped, dude. They're going to call you, what did they say? She's going to be, what the kid's name is going to be? Did you guys catch that? I can rewind it. Oh, my goodness. It ain't Prince and Princess. I know that much.
That leave Archie and Lilibet with courtesy titles. Archie might be referred to as the Earl of Dumbarton.
The Earl of Dumbarton. The Earl of Dumbarton, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. One thing she's done, exposing charities frauds in Delaware. Wow. You know? Dumbarton. Earl. Your son is Earl. That she should be happy with any title, with any name. Yeah.
Lilibet as Lady Mountbatten Windsor. Private citizens
lady. Ooh, lady like me. Yeah, she is taking a step down. She's not Princess and Prince. William's gonna come in and make some name changing. And not just that, he is going to change it on the website. Meghan, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna sue? What are you gonna do? This is gonna be a time in history. And that's gonna be something to see. Meghan is going to fight. She is going to fight William like he stole something from her, which is her titles. Girl, she didn't already changed it. She already patented it. She didn't already did a whole bunch of stuff with Sussex. And already named her kids Prince and Princess. You know?
With famous bloodlines and no royal standing. And now here is the question you should be asking. How does Harry...
No royal standing, girlfriend. That means you are not a royal. And your kids is barely hanging on by a thread. They are just royalty by blood alone, but they do not get a title. I hope William upholds this. I hope he does what he says he's going to do. Because she's come in there, called them racist. And why would you want a racist name? Why would you want your kids to be Prince and Princess if they're racist? Why would you want to be that? Wouldn't you be appalled? Hello. I can't pronounce it. Levine? Hello. Welcome. Woo! This is a trip. William is going to come in there cutting off titles and removing them within the first 24 hours of him being king. This is how fast he's going to be moving.
Harry fight that from California? How does a man who publicly renounced the working royal life argue in a British court that his children deserve the very royal identity he himself rejected? The answer, constitutionally, is that he probably cannot. The new king's prerogative in matters of royal title is essentially unchallenged. Loss number 3, the Duchy of Cornwall's financial shield, money. Let us talk about money, because this is where the Sussexes' situation becomes not just symbolically difficult, but practically precarious. For years, Prince Harry's lifestyle was underwritten, at least in part, by the revenues of the Duchy of Cornwall. This is not an accusation. It is a constitutional fact. The duchy exists to provide an income for the heir to the throne, and when William was Prince of Wales, it generated a surplus that Charles used, among other things, to support his sons. Harry's security costs during his transition away from royal duties, his legal battles, elements of his operational infrastructure. These did not come purely from Netflix advances. There was a financial cushion provided by a father who still, whatever his public statements, wrote checks. The moment...
Okay, I missed it. Are you guys getting it? Oh, thank you, Mary. Market Garden bought me this and I broke it and I had to buy a new one and I finally bought it. Yeah, but it is, thank you. I appreciate that. Anyway, I'm going to rewind it just a tad, please, because I missed something.
The new king's prerogative in matters of royal title is essentially unchallenged. Loss number 3.
So, in other words, it can't be challenged. It is what it is. Number 3, the Duchess of Cornwall's financial shield. This is what I want to know.
Duchy.
I want to know how much money, what kind of money, and what was King Charles giving these to? Because I think about my daughter and I'm thinking, if she's away from home and she calls me up and says, Mom, I need this, I need that, I'm going to send it to her. So I'm like, I'm assuming that's what King Charles was doing for Harry. But how do you keep giving to someone after you're like, I told you not to leave. I told you to stay, do this and do that. And you jumped the gun. Now you're out there. You don't have what you need. And here we go. I would say you come back home. After a while, I would say you come back home and start over and then go back out. Yep. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Of Cornwall's financial shield, money. Let us talk about money, because this is where the Sussexes' situation becomes not just symbolically difficult, but practically precarious. For years, Prince Harry's lifestyle was underwritten, at least in part, by the revenues of the Duchy of Cornwall. This is not an accusation. It is a constitutional fact. The duchy exists to provide an income for the heir to the throne, and when William was Prince of Wales, it generated a surplus that Charles used, among other things, to support his sons. Harry's security costs during his transition away from royal duties, his legal battles, elements of his operational infrastructure. These did not come purely from Netflix advances. There was a financial cushion provided by a father who still, whatever his public statements, wrote checks. The moment Charles passes, the Duchy of Cornwall passes to William. And then, because William becomes king rather than Prince of Wales, it passes in management to the crown, with its revenues reserved for Prince George as future heir. William controls the surplus, and William has no financial obligation, legal or moral in his view, to direct a single pound.
This is good. This is a good live today. Okay, check this out. So, according to this guy, this gentleman, King Charles has been funding these two, giving them money, whatever. He's been using this surplus money from the Cornwall. Duchess of Cornwall, here it is. Hello, Demon Dictator. Before stepping down, hello, Shanoa. If the delusional duo actually had children, you best believe they'll be parading them around, showing their faces to try to outshine the beautiful Wells children. That is so true, Shanoa. Before stepping down as senior royals, Prince Harry was primarily funded by Prince Charles through the Duchess of Cornwall estate, with reports indicating he received an allowance of. So does that mean He's still not getting it. He cut him off because he said it on the Oprah show. Roughly 2.3 million to 2.5 million annually, 3 million to 3.3 million for his Meghan in their offices. Wow. Oh wow. Look at there. And she left that. How the hell do you do that? How the hell do you leave an allowance that you didn't deserve? How much did Meghan get? 3.3 million annually for doing what? Complaining? Ooh, wee. She did all of that so she could get to, excuse me, because she had never been, get to Hollywood. Yes. That girl is off. Hello, Demon Pickles. Hello, Demon Dictator. Yes. Spineless married that cow, yet expect his family to provide for her. Exactly. And not just provide, to protect her, as if they were obligated to protect her from her past. It's weird to me. Like, she was really expecting the royal family to protect her. I called Human Resources, and Human Resources said, we can't help you. I don't believe she called Human Resources. She's going to have to show receipts because she tells fibadoos. And I don't trust her. Like they said, recollections may vary. What is she talking about? She's all over the place. Good. King cut him off because they did make an agreement that they were going to leave and go out by themselves and fend for themselves, whatever. But you decided that you wanted to leave. Not everybody believes that. Demon Dictator believes they were kicked out. But either way, you left. And, now look at you.
Found in Harry's direction. The financial audit begins within hours of the accession. Every grace and favor arrangement, every shared cost structure, every informal financial bridge that Charles maintained between the palace and the Sussex household will be examined. William is a man who believes in what he calls a closed loop. If you are not contributing to the daily operations of the firm, you do not draw from the firm's accounts.
Close the loop. We're not going to have a loop open. No loose ends. Let's close this chapter. Is that what he's saying?
By that measure, Harry and Meghan have been drawing without contributing for years. That account is now closed. Now consider the full weight of what the Sussexes are left carrying. Montecito real estate, private security teams that sources estimate cost several $1 million annually, ongoing legal battles against British tabloids.
He adding up their expenses for us. Peep it, check it out. This is the legal. They've been in legal battle after legal battle after legal battle, like for real, since they met. What kind of life is that? Being in a legal battle with all these papers. Like, I only went with Maggot, and that pissed me off because I had to go. She's an idiot. And so to go through that for 7 years, That's a long time. Because when the judge was like, hey, we got to go to, we have to reschedule this for next week because idiot brought her papers in French instead of English. I said, oh, the dum-dum, the DBU has kicked in. Let's send some papers that are, I think she did it on purpose to give her time to get, to cheat. Because she is a liar and a cheat. Sorry, I didn't mean to digress, but just really quick. Because she lied and said that she was an intern somewhere. Lying. But what got her was the song. Let's go to court. Let's go to court. Letitia, she didn't call HR because the finalist said she told him, and he said he was ashamed or embarrassed and didn't say anything to anyone. Ooh, he sure did. Harry sure did say that. Shanoa has cracked the case. Harry said he was too embarrassed. They were too embarrassed. He didn't want to go. That is exactly right. Yep. He didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to do. And then he blamed himself. Remember? So I did say it right. Levine.
A lifestyle built on the expectation that the underlying financial architecture of royal life would always be available in some form. Harry did inherit money from Princess Diana and the Queen Mother, but that capital is finite, and it does not regenerate. Without the ongoing informal subsidy of the palace's financial apparatus, the quiet support that Charles never fully withdrew, the Sussexes are, for the first time, genuinely on their own. And here is the brutal...
After King Charles stopped allowing them to get money from this situation, whatever situation that was, they are now on their own. There is no money in the kitty. Okay? There is no money in the kitty. They are officially on their own. Yeah. I would stop buying those $5,000, $10,000 dresses, and be a little bit more practical. I think I would do a lot of things differently. But she's gonna do these little side deals where you take a picture with her for $3,000. Maybe she can live off that. Yeah, she was able to make $10,000, $10 million from it.
Commercial irony. The moment the palace's financial connection is severed publicly, Harry and Meghan's commercial value takes another hit, because their commercial value was always partly backed by the implicit understanding that they retained some relationship with the crown. Once William makes it...
Told you. The only reason why Americans really cared is that you had a relationship, a connection with the crown. And now that you don't, you're boring. Like, nobody's watching like that anymore. Not like they were in the beginning. No. Sorry, not happening. And it's a shame. Because you lose your star power. That's part of her losing her star power. The thing about being a royal and being an A-lister, you have your popularity, who you are and who you portray yourself to be depends on your success as well. It strongly depends on it. If people don't like you, for the most part, they're really not going to be bothered with you. But if you're likable and somewhat, relatable and approachable and, just normal, people will be able to relate, because the twerking dance just didn't do it. The twerkadoo, it didn't make me be able to relate to her more. The only moment that I could relate to Meghan was when the kids were running to get the Easter eggs. I thought that was just a really beautiful moment. Although you can only see the back of their head. Oh, yes, for sure, Shanoa. For sure. 100%.
Clear through official channels, court circulars, and the financial audit that there is no relationship, the market recalibrates accordingly. Loss number 4, Frogmore Cottage and the UK base. Home is not just property. In the royal world, home is a statement of standing, and Harry and Meghan are about to lose their last foothold in the United Kingdom. Frogmore Cottage was not just a house. It was a symbol of the Sussexes' continued connection to royal Britain, a property held under a grace and favor arrangement that said implicitly, you may have...
That was a connection. That always kept a connection. I have a house in Great Britain. I have a house in the UK. I can always go visit, That's my house. That's my connection, I no longer have a connection. She no longer has a connection. And she barely had one in the beginning. They accepted her because they trusted Harry's decision. And then they got to know her and said, ooh. A lot of people took a moment to get to know her. And then it's like, ooh, yeah. You change your mind. You're like, wait a minute, hold up. He's barking at the treat bowl. It's the pepperoni. Oh. Look at the fakeness. Look at this. Let's keep going.
Have stepped back, but there is still a door for you here. Under King William, that door closes. Within the first 24 hours of the new reign, a formal review of all grace and favor residences on the Crown Estate will be initiated. The legal standard for occupancy requires that the resident be either a working member of the royal family or someone with an active formal relationship with the palace. Harry and Meghan, as non-domiciled, non-working former royals permanently resident in California, fail both tests. Frogmore sits empty for the overwhelming majority of the year. It requires maintenance, staff, security infrastructure, and ongoing cost. William, who has repeatedly spoken about the monarchy demonstrating value for money to the British public, cannot justify a sprawling royal estate sitting empty 350 days a year to maintain the fiction of a connection that no longer exists. The eviction, when it comes, will be handled through the palace's legal offices, not announced as a public confrontation. But the effect is the same. Harry and Meghan will have no home base in Britain. If they fly to London for the funeral, and they will not be arriving at a property that belongs to their family history. They will be checking into a hotel or accepting a private friend's hospitality.
Okay, this is what I don't understand. And help me out, chat. Now we know that Meghan's father is 81, 82 years old, and recently he just had his leg amputated in the Philippines, And before that, he had 2 strokes and a heart attack. Okay. And all of those times, Meghan has never reached out to check on him to see how he's doing. So I'm kind of confused on how she would go and visit, because he said she would go to a funeral. Let's say let's don't be putting death on anyone. Meghan will show up at the funeral. First of all, she wouldn't show up at her father's. So it's just, here's the thing. She cares nothing for her father, her side of the family. They're dead to her. They're just gone. Boop, over. For whatever reason, she's kicked him to the curb. And to me, she's not justified. But then when it comes to the royal family, she's not holding on, but she is holding on. Like, I'm Sussex now. They're prince and princess. And we're this and we're that. And we're royalty. You know what I'm saying? She embraces that side of herself, the royalty side. But when it comes to the Markles, she don't, she ain't with it. She's done with that. That's over with. That was her life before the royals. See, this is why people don't like you, Meghan. Because you're fake. You're fake. You're fake. You know who your family was before you married Harry. You knew exactly who they was, what was gonna go down, what dee. You chose to kill everybody off. Bloop. And not only did you do that, but you did it to his family too. Harry doesn't have a relationship with anyone in his family. He's an outcast. He's not getting no more money from the petty cash, from the Cornwell. He's not getting any more money. They're on their own. They're on their own. And now, what is she doing out there on her own to make money? She's selling pictures. She's selling her time. $3,000 to sit next to me and take a pitch. And take a picture, ice no drop. Okay?
Navigating the city like any other high-profile private citizen, which is exactly what they now are. Loss number 5. State-funded security. Of all the battles Harry has fought since stepping back from royal duties, none has been more persistent, more public, or more emotionally charged than his fight for UK police protection. He has argued in court and in the press that his security situation in Britain remains uniquely dangerous. He has lost those cases. He has appealed. He has spoken publicly about the fear of bringing his children to their homeland without...
Oh my goodness. He's in fear. Where you can walk down the street in the United States and have a gun right there on you. You can have a gun on you. You can go in a store with a gun here in the United States. It's legal, long as it's registered. You know what I'm saying? And then they're talking about it's dangerous in the UK. Okay, babe. You know, exactly. Exactly. In schools. Yep. You're right, honey. It's scary over here. But anyway, my point is that this is Megan's doing. She doesn't want him to take the kids over there, so she's making up excuses as to why they can't go. No, they can't go because there's no security, and she knows they get security if she called and let them know that she's coming. But she wants people to believe the latter, that they're just going to get off the plane, no security, nobody's going to welcome them, and da 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 da. Just no. Meghan has cut Harry's family off from seeing the kids. Who does that? What mean person would do that? That is not a nice person. Nice people do not cut off their kids from seeing their relatives and their grandparents. I don't care what you say. They live for that. Live for it. But this is who we're talking about.
The protection he believes is owed to him in the first 24 hours of King William's reign, that argument loses its last structural support. When Charles was alive and king, there was always a residual political pressure on the Home Office to take a generous view of Harry's protection needs. The argument could be made, however tenuously, that as the son of the monarch, Harry's security profile was intertwined with the crown's. With Charles gone, Harry is no longer the son of the monarch. He is the brother, and not a working royal.
Ooh, let's put you on over there where you belong. You are no longer the son. You are the brother of the monarch. Your situation is going to change. Is that what he's saying?
Brother, a private citizen who lives in California,
Woo!
who has written a
private citizen. You are not a royal anymore. Let it go. First of all, we're going to take your titles, and then we're going to take your wife's titles, and then we're going to take your kids, but we're going to leave you with a little bit of something. But that's about it. You are no longer a working royal. It is official.
A memoir criticizing the royal family and its institutions, and who has no formal constitutional role. The Executive Committee for the Protection of Royalty and Public Figures, RAVEC, meets regularly to assess the protection roster. In the first day of the new reign, a review will be triggered. The outcome, almost certainly, is that Harry's eligibility for publicly funded security in the UK does.
If I'm not mistaken, they said that they were going to review it. Snowdrop says if they got security, it would be to keep them away from the Wells family. Yeah, because I don't believe William wants them near him. Anne and Edward were children of a monarch and didn't get security 24/7 ado. See, there you go. Meghan thinks she's special. Ooh-wee. Hello, Anne Andrea. You know what? Why should the hardworking people of the UK have to foot that security bill? I know.
Does not survive the transition. He will be treated as what he is, a high-profile private individual.
A high-profile private individual. In other words, you are not a royalty. You're exiled. You're in another country. You're doing your thing. You know, you're not considered a prince over here. You're considered Harry and a son of a king. And, you know, this is what's happening. his popularity, his mojo is disappearing. It is. Soon, Harry is going to be a distant memory. People are going to be like, Harry, I wonder what Harry doing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to get like that. It is, because it's already kind of happening. Shoot. Things are changing. Things are changing for Meghan and Harry. Things are not sorry you do. Like, seriously. They've been cut off. They've been cut off. But, you know, they relied on Netflix and Spotify. But guess what? They're gone. And now they just did this retreat and got 10 million. That ain't bad. And that's from 47 people. So maybe they're just going to keep doing these retreats. That's all they have.
Individual who must fund and arrange his own protection. Think about what that means practically. If Harry and Meghan attend the funeral, and the eyes of the world will be watching to see whether they do, they will arrive without a royal motorcade, without a ring of metropolitan police officers, without real-time intelligence from MI5 fed to their security team. Their own private security contractors cannot carry firearms in the United Kingdom. In a crowd of hundreds of thousands of mourners, in a city where he has been the subject of multiple death threats, Harry will stand outside the royal security perimeter for the first time in his life. The optics of that moment, Harry navigating a London paparazzi scrum without so much as a single palace-sanctioned protection officer, will say more about his new status than any court circular or letters patent ever could. Loss number 6, military uniform and...
So, are you saying that he gets no security whatsoever when he comes to town? Like it's a done deal? Like, and the people that do support is securing him, his security that comes with them cannot bring any firearms. He's so petty. He continually tries to upstage and compete against the Wells children. Girl, ain't nobody threatening that. Ooh. Shanoa said, ain't nobody threatening that. Okay?
ceremony. Prince Harry served 2 tours in Afghanistan. He earned his wings. He wore his uniform with a pride that ran deeper than ceremony. It was, by his own account, the part of royal life that made most sense to him. The military identity was not performance. It was genuine, which is why what happens in the first 24 hours of King William's reign will cut so deeply. As sovereign, William is commander-in-chief of the British Armed Forces. The right to wear military uniform at state occasions, including the lying in state and funeral of a monarch, is his to grant or deny. For working royals, it is automatic. For non-working royals, it is discretionary. And the discretion, in this case, will be exercised without sentimentality. William is aware of the deep public resonance of this issue. The Queen's funeral offered a preview. Harry wore a mourning suit rather than uniform to the vigil, a decision that was widely read as a deliberate humiliation. Under King William, that is not a temporary compromise to be revisited. It becomes the settled rule. Within the first day of the new reign, the Lord Chamberlain's office will issue the dress code directives for all state funeral proceedings.
So, wow, why are they predicting this? Anyway, I hate that. I just want to say this one thing, that Harry didn't wear like a uniform during Queen Elizabeth's funeral, I believe it was. And people were like, that was a disgrace, like on him. But no, he stepped down. God, People forget, do he need to wear a sign? I step down from being a senior royal. You know? So when you step down, you're stripped of these things. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys.
Non-working royals, including Harry, will be required to attend in civilian mourning dress. This means that while William stands in full ceremonial regalia, the gold braid, the medals, the cap badge of a king and general, Harry stands beside him in a suit. In a procession of armed forces veterans, his 2 tours and his campaign medals count for nothing in the eyes of the protocol. Ask yourself, what does that do to a man whose military service was the most authentic expression of who he believed himself to be? And ask yourself what it does to the watching world's perception of who he is now? Loss number 7.
Wow, it is gonna look kind of like, ooh, you know, once again, it looks like he's been stripped of his stuff. You know what I'm saying, guys? It doesn't look good. It does not look good that he doesn't get to wear his uniform, his honors, his pins and all of that other stuff, and dress in a uniform like his brother will be able to. But whose fault is that? Whose fault is it? It was not genuine. He chose to go to pimp the wife at Lion King rather than honoring Marines at a memorial. Oh, wow. Yeah, I remember that. Snowdrop. Uh-oh, let me put a star by that, because Snowdrop wants you guys to read that. Auntie Fergie earned pilot wings, not old bald Henry. Oh. Woo! Snowdrop is on a roll. Well, Letitia, when I left a job, I lost a laptop, bonuses, and access to the company credit card. Ooh. Yeah, that sucks, because I know what you mean. Everything's on the laptop. Like I would have all my managers that I supported, their credit cards, their information, their home information. It just, everything was on the laptop. But I did have a passcode for it, just in case, like, because it was just their information. So if someone did hack, they were going to have to hack into that file to get it. But, ooh, that's bad. Oh, yeah. Snowdrop, I know. Look at this. Look at this. This is what's going to happen to these two. So far, nothing good. Nothing good is coming to them. No money, no, nothing. It's just negative, negative, and negative.
Counselors of state role. This one is technical, but it matters enormously because it represents Harry's last thread of formal constitutional relevance to the British state. Counselors of state are the senior royals designated to act on behalf of the sovereign when the monarch is abroad or incapacitated.
Hey.
Proximity to the succession keeps him technically eligible, authentic expression of who he believed himself to be. And ask yourself what it does to the watching world's perception of who he is now? Loss number 7, the counselors of state role. This one is technical, but it matters enormously because it represents Harry's last thread of formal constitutional relevance to the British state. Counselors of state are the senior royals designated to act on behalf of the sovereign when the monarch is abroad or incapacitated. They can sign state papers, receive ambassadors, and perform certain royal duties in the king's name. Harry currently sits on this list by...
So currently, as we speak, Harry has this privilege to sit on this, almost step in for the king if he's incapacitated. Wow, that's pretty enormous. Okay, that's pretty big. What do you guys think about that? Yes, I did. I went back gray. Snowdrop. I know. Yeah, I did. Yeah. But, lose the job, you lose the perks, company car, special parking spaces, keys, and all of that. Exactly, Shanoa. End of discussion. You don't keep it. You don't keep the name, the Duchess of Sussex, after. No, you left. You decided you didn't want to do that. Put that on the table too. Besides, you're about to call it racist anyway. No, she kept all the goody goodies. I'm going to keep all the goody goodies. No, look at this. He was able to step in for the king if he needed to, if his father was incapacitated. Now, when William becomes king, he will not have that privilege no longer. It's like it's going to disappear as well. You will not be stepping in for your brother if he's incapacitated. So if that is the case, who will step in? The queen? I'm just curious. Interesting. This is interesting. Oh, Shanoa said they already put others in place, so Harry won't be called for counselor of state. You've already been kicked to the curb. They don't trust you. They don't want you. They do not want your information. They don't want you to come over there and say anything and do anything and sign anything and partake into anything. You stay right over there in Montecito in your cozy little whatever. But we do not need your help. We got it. We got this, Harry. That is a mess. That is. Imagine being on a list to be in charge while your father is incapacitated. But you are in line to do that. Let's just say that. You know? You know, let me tell you something. Harry messed up. He lost all his little privileges and wonderful little things he could have done. And anyway, so he's not counselor no more. He's cut off. Here we go.
By virtue of birth order, as the son of the late king, his proximity to the succession keeps him technically eligible. Within the first 24 hours of William's reign, the new king is expected to move quickly on this. The legal requirement for counselors of state includes having a domicile in the United Kingdom. Harry, as a permanent resident of California, arguably fails this test already.
Ooh, you gotta have a home in the UK to be able to be a counselor, Harry, and you fail that because you don't have residence. I know that's right, Snowdrop. Yes. Exactly, Shanoa. Debbie says, AI narrator, presenter, dude isn't quite being factual. You don't think, Debbie? Yeah, I think he's either behind or I feel like he's behind. I don't think he's not being factual. Yeah, some of it is not. I think if we catch him in something, let's call him out. Because I think he's saying it, but he's saying it wrong. You know? But some of this stuff is true. But I mean, these are the things and these are the stuff that Meghan and Harry could lose with William. This could happen. It could.
But William will not leave it to a technical argument. He is expected to formally recommend to Parliament that the legislation governing councillors of state be updated with an explicit UK residency requirement, citing both legal clarity and constitutional efficiency. The significance of this is not merely ceremonial. It is the formal acknowledgement, in law, that Harry holds no functional constitutional role. He is...
Okay, is that not true? You don't have to have a residence to be able to actually take over for the king? No, domicile is very difficult to change. Exactly. If he doesn't have a place to stay, if he doesn't have a home in the UK, then how is he going to take over or step in for his father? He doesn't know what's going on anymore. He left the ball game. You know? Oh yeah, you have to stop that and correct that, Snowdrop. He could live on the moon, but he is still domiciled in the UK. Where is his domicile? Like, what do you mean? Because he lives there? Because that's his origin or where he was born? Is that what you're saying? Because he was born there, that still doesn't stop him from being the counselor? Okay, here. I'm going to drop the linkadoo because you guys know more about what the heckadoo is going on in your country more than this manadoo. So feel free to come up and debunk. Yeah. Otherwise, he's got me thinking that if he doesn't have a home in the UK, he cannot even be someone considered, even to be considered to step in for the king. Okay. So, but according to Snowdrop, he is able to step in because that's his origin or domicile of where he was born. Interesting. But they did say something about Parliament stepping in and helping with that. I did hear that too, Snowdrop. So I don't think it's just about them he said they're putting these rules into place. Yeah. Oh, okay. Thank you. Debbie says Harry has been demoted way down the line as far as the counselor of state role goes. He cannot step in for Charles now. This AI program is way off. Right. So, yes, and yeah. He's saying the same thing. He said he cannot step in to, but I mean, let's just say if he could, at some point, Debbie, at some point, Harry was in line to be counselor, but now that he's been put at the bottom, but maybe the AI guy hasn't been updated. But that doesn't say that some of his information is incorrect. The point of the story, I think, and I'm not taking up for the AI guy, the point of the story is, to me, is the fact that he cannot be counselor. He cannot be counselor. But I just wonder, is William going to take him off, period? Because if he's still on there, why even be on there? Is that a good place for him to be? Oh. Wow, national views. That is crazy. You guys should be able to have your own thoughts. Henry would have to be the UK to do the role. Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he can't just be it.
It's removed not just from the working of the monarchy in practice, but from the very statutory framework that gives senior royals their legal standing. After this, what constitutional tether to the United Kingdom does Harry have? He remains in the line of succession. But the line of succession is, as one constitutional scholar once put it, less a position of power and more a waiting list. Without the counselors of state role, without
he is still in the line of succession. He's still in line to the throne. And that is not an AI lying. That is the truth. He's telling the truth. He's still in line to the throne. And if I'm not mistaken, is his kids in line of the throne too? Harry and Meghan, are they on the list too? I'm just asking.
HRH status in any active sense, without a UK domicile or royal duties, Harry's connection to the British constitutional order becomes entirely symbolic. He is in the succession the way a name can be in a phone book, present but unreachable. Loss number 8. The protocol cold shoulder. In the British monarchy, where you stand matters as much as what you hold. The physical choreography of royal events, who walks in which procession, who sits in which pew, who stands at which vigil, is not accidental. It is a precise, publicly legible statement of standing. The first 24 hours of King William's reign will involve the preliminary planning for Operation Many Bridge, the code name for the protocols surrounding the death of a monarch. The Earl Marshal and the College of Arms will be convened. The Accession Council will gather at St. James's Palace, and in every one of these settings, the position of Harry and Meghan will be deliberately, clinically defined. Harry will not be present in the inner circle of the Accession Council. He is no longer the son of the king. He is the brother, and not a working one. In the hierarchy of the court, this is a significant demotion, one that translates directly into physical placement. Meghan's position is even more precisely managed. As the spouse of a non-working royal who has publicly criticized the institution, she is treated for protocol purposes as a private guest, rather than a working member of
Sorry, I got excited.
the code name for the protocols surrounding the death of a monarch. The Earl Marshal and the College of Arms will be convened. The Accession Council will gather at St. James's Palace, and in every one of these settings, the position of Harry and Meghan will be deliberately, clinically defined. Harry will not be present in the inner circle of the Accession Council. He is no longer the son of the king. He is the brother.
He will not walk along he will not be walking with the rest of everyone else. He is not like, what I'm trying to say, he is not going to be walking with William and his family. He's not going to be doing that at all. As a matter of fact, they're not going to be walking with the family at all. They're going to be treated like a guest. Like a guest, not like a member of the family. You're not going to be in on what's going down, what's going on, but you're welcome to come, but you're not going to be in with all the festivities and what's going on. You're no longer a working royal, and we're going to treat you like a guest because you wouldn't even know what to do. And we don't have time to teach you. We don't have the time to tell you to go stand over there and then walk in and go with the rest of the crowd. We don't have time for that. And we're not going through that. You're going to be treated like a guest. Ooh, she doesn't want to be treated like that. She wants to have on a robe. She wants to have on the crown. She wants to look like Catherine. She wants to be noticed and seen. She doesn't want to be put in the corner, and that bothers her a lot. It puts a lot of, she doesn't do well. Meghan doesn't do well with being in the corner because she wants to be seen. She wants to be in the limelight. And if she's not, watch out.
And not a working one. In the hierarchy of the court, this is a significant demotion, one that translates directly into physical placement. Meghan's position is even more precisely managed. As the spouse of a non-working royal who has publicly criticized the institution, she is treated for protocol purposes as a private guest, rather than a working member of the family. What does this look like on the ground? It means Harry and Meghan may not walk in the main procession behind the coffin. They may be directed to car transport, alongside other non-working relatives, while the working royals and their spouses process on foot. It means their seating in the chapel is arranged to be visible, but not prominent. It means that the moments the cameras linger on, the family gathering on the steps of Windsor, the private prayers at St. George's Chapel, the intimate moments at the lying-in-state vigil, may not include them. The palace communications team will not announce any of this. There will be no statement saying, Harry and Meghan have been excluded from X. The exclusions will simply be manifest in the photographs, in who is standing where, in who is present in the rooms that matter. This is gaslighting by protocol, the most powerful kind, because it requires no words and leaves no evidence except the images themselves.
See, stuff like this, they need to get Andrew off. That ain't good. They need to get him off. Debbie, Snowdrop, no doubt Henry will be allowed to be around at the funeral, but I suspect he will not be 2 feet behind William. Exactly. He will not be walking behind the casket. Doesn't look like it. Looks like he's going to be in a cars or something like that. Debbie, you aren't listening to a flesh and blood man, listening to a male AI generated voice. Yes, but I like him and he makes a lot of sense. And he's not like way off, Debbie. He may be off somewhat, but not way off. He just said that Harry is in line of succession. Is that true or false? It's true. So now we can move on to the next situation, right? I am. Yeah. And I dropped the link. You're more than welcome to come up here and debunk anything that he says. Let me drop it one more time. Because I'm really enjoying it. Did y'all see when they showed some of the people that were on Epstein Island, Sarah Ferguson? No, I didn't see none of that. Is that new? Drop the link.
Number 9. The royal website and official record. This one sounds small. It is not. The royal family's official website is not just a public information resource. It is a constitutional document in digital form. It reflects in real time the official status of every member of the royal family as recognized by the palace. And within hours of the accession, the website will be updated to reflect the reality of King William's reign. Harry and Meghan.
Ooh, he said it will be updated. He believes, allegedly, word on the curb, according to AI, believes that when he becomes king, William that is, things will be updated in a way that will reflect him being king. Ooh, that's gonna be something. Is he going to show and do, just step up and be like, okay, these two have merged the family's name, the Royal Highness. They've done everything that they are not supposed to do. And we need to disattach ourselves from the gruesome twosome. Do you guys think that's what's going to happen? Snowdrop. Oh, yesterday Henry should be sitting next to Andrew and the York sisters, row 5 at least. Levine. Hello, Levine. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Behind the Middletons. I like to see that. Interesting. You know what? It's going to be interesting.
Meghan will be moved. Not deleted, they cannot be fully deleted from the historical record, but their name...
They will not be deleted. He didn't say deleted. AI man said they will not be deleted. They will just be moved. I thought they were already at the bottom. They can go further than that.
Photographs and profiles will be relocated from the working members section to something closer to a legacy or extended family category, below the Princess Royal, below the Duke of Kent, in a section that exists as an acknowledgement of their existence rather than a recognition of their role. Their HRH styling will be omitted in all new official publications. The court circular, the daily official record of the royal family's engagements, will not carry their names except in the context of historical reference. They will, in the language of the palace, cease to be operational. And why does this matter so much? Because in the age of the internet, official recognition is brand infrastructure. Every time a search engine, a media outlet, a booking agency, or a corporate partner looks up Harry and Meghan, the first authoritative result they encounter is the palace website. Once that website reclassifies them, the reclassification ripples outward into every other context. Their Wikipedia entries update, their official protocol forms change, their status in every international diplomatic register shifts. This is the digital expression of the letter's patent, and it happens before the ink is even dry on the constitutional changes. Loss number 10. Access to the royal archives and institutions. This loss is quieter than most, but for Harry, a man who wrote a memoir partly as an attempt to control his own historical narrative, it is perhaps the most strategically consequential. The British Royal Archives hold documents, correspondence, photographs, and records that trace the full story of every member of the House of Windsor. As a senior royal under his father, Harry had a degree of access to this archive. Not total access, but the kind of family access that allowed him to reference private letters, recall documented conversations, and situate his own story within the official historical record. That access disappears with Charles. Under King William, access to the royal archives for non-working family members is subject to the sovereign's discretion. William has no obligation, constitutional or otherwise, to provide Harry with research access to documents that form part of the Crown's official record. This is not a petty act of revenge. It is simply the application of rules that have always existed, but were never enforced against a son of the king. Against a brother, they will be enforced.
In other words, he cannot access certain archived information. Is that what was said? Like Harry just can't bust up in there and start going to the archive library and reading it and going through it and, you know, whatever. Ooh, too bad. Because I would have loved to have found out, not that he would have told us, but what happened with the bullying allegations that Meghan did to the aides that were in the home. Yes. Yeah. Letitia's informally at the last breath of Charles. It is HM. The king is dead. Long live the king. Ruby's tiaras don't happen at the funeral. Well, you know, she wants to walk in back or beside or close to the front of the line. She's not going to want to be seated, you know, in the back. She's not going to want a feather in her face. She's going to want to be somewhere noticeable. Hello. She's definitely wants to be seen. So whatever is going on, she wants to be a part of it. Okay? Oh, yeah. If she's not, she may not come. Look. Fake-a-do. Fakeness.
The royal muse, the royal collection, the royal travel infrastructure. Harry's access to all of these is quietly but completely revoked in the first 24 hours. If he wants to visit the royal art collection, he books a public tour like anyone else. If he needs transport to a royal occasion, he arranges his own. The invisible infrastructure.
He's got to book a tour? He's like an outsider. He's not even like family anymore. Ooh. He's got to book a tour. And not even that. Ooh. Wow. That is that is what you call some changes. These are some major changes that are happening.
Structure of royal life, the things Harry never had to think about because they were simply there, is simply no longer there. Loss number 11. The Sussex office shuts down. For years, Harry and Meghan have maintained a skeletal royal household presence in the United Kingdom. This office, a small operation handling correspondence, charity coordination, and formal liaison with the palace, has been a quiet institutional lifeline. It is the structural expression of the idea that even in step back, there is still a connection, still a professional relationship with the crown. William's first instructions to the royal households will involve an efficiency review of all operational units. The Sussex office, or what remains of it, has no place in a streamlined monarchy run by a king who views the Sussexes not as semi-detached members of the family firm, but as private individuals. Within the first day, the staff of that office will receive notice that their positions are being reviewed.
Wow.
The office's formal liaison function with the palace will be terminated. There will be no dramatic announcement, no press release, just a quiet administrative instruction.
I thought, now, correct me if I'm wrong, I thought their situation had already been demolished, that they no longer had, an office in the UK. They shut it down. Let me know if I'm wrong, because we are AIing it. Let's just, because it could be old news, but it's interesting to me.
That ripples outward like a stone dropped in still water. The kind of institutional death that happens in memo form, behind closed doors, before the rest of the world has even finished processing the news of Charles's passing. Think about what that office represented in practice. It was the address that meant Harry and Meghan still had a formal footprint on British soil. It handled the dignified reception of royal correspondence, managed relationships with the charities they patron, and, crucially, maintained a back channel of communication with the palace that no Netflix deal or American PR firm could replicate. That back channel is now gone. This matters because the office was more than administrative. It was the last formal institutional connection between the Sussexes and the working machinery of the British Crown.
There it is.
Without it, they cannot claim in any operationally meaningful sense to represent any royal interest. They cannot access palace resources. They cannot use official channels for correspondence with the UK government or Commonwealth organizations. The last thread of institutional connection is cut. Now ask yourself, what does Archewell look like without any institutional connection to the British Crown?
Nothing.
What does the Sussex brand look like when it is, in every formal sense, a private American enterprise with no relationship to the monarchy whatsoever? That is the question that will be answered not.
Guys, hello. He's saying it. There is no relationship between these two, with the royal family, with the institution, with nothing. They don't have a connection. And with that is not good for Meghan and Harry. They need that connection to be relevant. Trust me. It is all they had. It is all they have. Now that's it. It's gone. They need the connection to the royal family. Without it, they are destitute. Yeah. Debbie says they are not operational now, and they aren't supposed to have any of those links either. Nope, there's no office there. Yeah. Have they gone rogue? Can we say that they've gone rogue? Another 15 minutes, I'll let you lovely people go.
Not in a year or a decade, but in the 24 hours after Charles passes. Loss number 12, the option of return. We have talked about titles, money, property, protocol, security, uniforms, offices, but the final and most irreversible thing Harry and Meghan lose in the first 24 hours of King William's reign is the one that cannot be replaced by any legal challenge or commercial success. They lose the possibility of going home. Under Charles, there was always a door. It was not an open door, and it was not a welcoming door, but it existed. Charles made it clear, in private, through intermediaries, and in the careful ambiguity of his public statements, that he had not written his son off, that the conversation was not over, that the flame was still burning, however low. For Harry, whatever his public bravado about freedom and independence, that flame mattered enormously, because it meant that the exile was not total, it was chosen, and it could, in some future version of events, be unchosen. William extinguishes that flame in the first 24 hours, by reallocating the financial instruments, by issuing the letters patent, by terminating the security arrangements, by closing the Sussex office, by removing them from the official website, by enforcing the uniform ban, by managing the funeral protocol to place them firmly outside the inner circle. William is not doing any of these things out of spite, or at least not primarily. He is doing them because he is a king who understands that ambiguity is a threat to institutional stability.
She's a threat. She's a threat. He's doing all this because that Meghan is a threat. She is. She can't be trusted. You don't know what she's going to say or what she's going to do. They have microphones at the Queen's funeral. How despicable was that? Who does that? They had microphones on them.
Harry and Meghan, existing in a liminal royal space, neither fully in nor fully out, represent the most destabilizing form of ambiguity the palace has faced in a generation. By making the exile total and institutional, William removes the ambiguity. There is no half-in anymore. There is no door left ajar. There is no version of events in which Harry returns to a senior working royal role and repairs the brand damage of Spare and the Netflix documentary. The bridge has not been burned. It has been formally demolished under constitutional authority, with the debris cleared and the ground leveled. And here is the final, devastating irony. Harry left the royal family in 2020, he has said, to find freedom, to live on his own terms, to build a life that was authentic rather than institutional. He achieved some of that. The Netflix deal, the memoir, the home in California, the life outside the palace walls. But in the process, he built a version of himself that is still fundamentally defined by the palace he left.
Yeah.
His commercial value depends on his proximity to the crown.
Yes.
His public identity is inseparable from his royal.
When he starts complaining and whining like a 3-year-old, and oh, my family did this and my family did that and this happened and that happened. The very family and the very thing that he's whining about is the very thing he needs to survive and to eat and to keep him going. No, but he'll say something stupid. You know, he'll whine about something stupid. Like Meghan, I'm the most trolled person in the world. No, you are the most disliked person in the world. Get the story straight. You are the most disliked person. One of them, at least that's what I read in the paper, in the article. Anyway. Yeah.
Origins. His children's sense of heritage is tied to titles he himself rejected, and with
I thought they said they didn't want the titles. Anyway, they got the titles. I don't want the titles. Oh, but they got the titles. She always wanted her kids to have the titles. She always wanted the titles. Says Debbie.
without Charles as the living, breathing connection to all of that, without the father who, however difficult their relationship, still represented the possibility of reunion, Harry discovers that the freedom he claimed came with a price he may not have fully calculated. As the clock strikes the 24th hour of King William's reign, Harry and Meghan will be in Montecito.
Do you think that Harry didn't calculate correctly, that he messed up? I do. Of course he messed up when he left the royal family. Of course. But does Harry know that? That's my question.
Or in a London hotel, or somewhere between, in every sense. They will have attended the preliminary funeral proceedings as private guests. They will have stood in the right places but the wrong circles. They will have been photographed without royal salutes, without HRH styling, without the institutional architecture that once surrounded them like a second skin. And they will understand, perhaps for the first time with genuine clarity, what it means to be outside the fortress, not estranged from it, not in negotiation with it, outside it, in the cold.
God, you know what I'm saying? Like really outside of it. No, I haven't. It's his birthday today. Snowdrop, drop the link, sweetie. Drop the link. Yes. Oh my goodness. You will never have that connection that you once had with the royal family ever. You'll be treated like a guest. Like a guest. As, not family. Not as someone a part of something, but estranged to. That's something. Imagine you going to your in-laws' house and you're not sleeping in the guest room. You're sleeping in the back room. We're gonna put you back there. We don't trust you. We don't want you. Hello, Just Risa. It's over for Meghan.
Looking in at a monarchy that has moved on with surgical efficiency, that is preparing for a new
Monarchy that has moved on with certainty. Whatever he said. They are moving on and they are not playing around. They are not listening to the gruesome twosome. They do not, even if they cared, they doing a good job ignoring it. If they cared, I don't know. If they care, I would be shocked because they're good at pretending like they don't care. Here, you want to even get into the doghouse. Oh, okay. Hold on.
new king's coronation that has no role for them and no need for them, and no intention of creating one. Charles was the last soft thing between Harry and that cold. Now that softness is gone. The question the world will be watching to see answered is not what Harry and Meghan lose in those 24 hours. We have just walked through that answer in detail. The one that will define the next chapter of their extraordinary, turbulent, and still unfinished story is this. What do they build in the place of everything that's been taken? And is there enough left of the Sussex brand, the Sussex resilience, and the Sussex belief in their own narrative to build it? That, unlike the palace protocols, is a question that no king can answer for them. If this breakdown of the hidden protocols behind Operation Many Bridge has given you a clearer picture of what is really at stake behind the royal headlines, subscribe now and join a community of over 50,000 royal watchers who go beyond the ceremony to understand the machinery beneath. Drop a comment below.
I enjoyed that. Thank you. I'm going to give him a thumbs up. And who is this? The Prince Expedition. The Prime Expedition. Sorry. God, it's starting to get hot in Texas. Okay. Before we go, I want to thank you guys for being here. But before we go, I want to show you Louis. Snowdrop would like for us to see his birthday. So here we go. So that's a picture, little Prince of Wales. Yes, the youngest. Louis. Oh, isn't he adorable? Let's hit the button. Oh. Shoot, forgot about the music. Every time I play music, I'm telling you, I get a copy thing and my algorithm goes crazy. I don't know where the button is to here. Hold on. Then you won't be able to hear everything. Let's just look at the pictures. Oh, look at that. Look at him growing up. Is that the Middletons? Oh, look at him in his suit. Him in with his sister. Oh, happy birthday. I don't know what you guys were looking at. Sorry, I apologize. This is look at him, and there's her brother and sister. Look at that. All three of them. Look at that. Aren't they gorgeous? That was beautiful. I'm going to start it over. At least I thought I was. Let me just show you some more pictures of his birthday. Look at that. Looking handsome. The mom and dad there. Oh. Isn't that adorable? That's why I was playing the music. I'm sorry. I didn't let you guys see. Okay. Hold on. I'm going to take it down. I know I was going a little fast. I'm going to go down one more time. Happy birthday. Yeah, I'm just showing a few pictures. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Breaking news, Prince Harry today vowed he will always be part of the royal family as he rejected a suggestion he was not a working royal, insisting he was born to do activism. The Duke of Sussex said he enjoyed his work supporting people as he was interviewed Ukrainian by ITV News. Interesting. Thank you, Demon Dictator, for the breaking news. Thank you. The Harkles have been rogue since they left. Yes. I haven't seen the interview either. What Ukraine speech? Did we miss that? Okay, we're gonna Ukraine it tomorrow. Let's do this Ukraine speech tomorrow. I'll try to find it, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I am so grateful to you all. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you, mods. Thank you, subscribers.